Hey, good morning. It's Christy here. It is a super bright sunny day. I'm driving across I-80 through Wyoming once again. I haven't done this in a while. I'm heading towards my pop and going to see my son. So that's pretty fun. I'm pretty excited about that. And I wanted to get on real quick and see if this helps, if this resonates with any of you. Maybe not helps, probably not the right word, but see if it resonates with any of you. So I've talked before about judgment and how dangerous judgment is for your own self, for your own interest. Judgment is very dangerous. And in the good book it says thou shalt not judge, right? But then it gives you all this list of things you can and can't do. You know, don't kill, don't steal, don't covet your neighbor's wife, don't this, don't that. And by doing the don'ts, you judge, right? So if somebody does kill, you judge them. If somebody does covet their neighbor's wife, what do? You judge them. If somebody steals something and you find out about it, you judge them. So in telling us not to judge, we're taught to judge. So it's kind of a rough sell right there. But what I've understood by the nature of the isness, the I am self, is that judging causes a disruption in your electromagnetic field, right? So it's not innate to your resonant field, to the natural state of your resonant field, okay? So to undo or bring it back into its natural state. So we're not really undoing anything. We're just bringing it back into its natural state. All you have to do is forgive yourself of that judgment, right? So we set about forever and we're taught to forgive, right? So we're taught to forgive the other. So whatever trespass they've done against you, you're supposed to forgive that thing. And we forgive it and forgive it and forgive it and forgive it. And then we still have these fights in our head about them, about what they did and what that was and how that made you feel. And the reason why that happens, the reason why forgiveness never completes, and I've talked about this before, is because you're judging, right? So the act of judging will hold forgiveness in an incomplete state. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you do. So forgive yourself of judging whatever it is first. So you have to recognize that, find that and recognize it, point at it and recognize it. Forgive yourself of that, and then forgive them. And it'll actually change your perception of whatever you think they did or didn't do, because you've forgiven your own judgment over it. So recently it's come up, where does the judgment come from, right? Because I'm forgiving myself of the judgment and things are altering and changing, and that's amazing and awesome. But where does the judgment keep coming from? What is it that's causing me to judge them to start with? So we have to kind of keep climbing back this, down the stairs backwards. And I landed on belief, right? So my belief system, because of what I was taught, shown, told, modeled when I was a kid, as a young adult, through my whole life, right? Whatever I've believed because of any of that stuff, because of my programming, whatever I have believed causes me to judge, which is why I say, drop all your beliefs. Who would you be if you didn't believe anything? That is an interesting question, and it's actually a super fun game to play. It's just dropping all your beliefs off at the door. And in order to do that, sometimes you have to start dropping labels, right? So we label things based on what we believe, which causes our judgment, which is why we need to forgive. So interesting. Did you follow that trail? So if I drop all my beliefs and I start dropping labels off of things, I can't judge it any longer for what I have been taught it is, based on whatever the people who taught me thought. So I don't believe that anymore. Now I have no reason to judge person, the thing, whatever. And if I lose my sense of judgment, there's nothing to forgive, and I just fall back into the purity of my I am self. That. Can you drop your beliefs? Suspend them for just a moment. Play that game with me real quick. So what we do is we say, inhale, do some breath work, do some nice inhales and exhales, just to calm the system down. Relax your shoulders, relax your face, relax your head, relax your legs, relax your whole system, relax your hips, right? Hips hold a lot of tension, your lower back, try and relax as you're inhaling and exhaling, and just bring your awareness to nothing. Push away the past, push away the future, push away everything you see around you. Bring it into a space of just emptiness. I'm not labeling anything. I don't call the mountain a mountain. I don't call the sun a sun. I don't call the road the road. I don't call the sign a sign. I drop all the labels off. All my belief systems have to lay down if I drop off the labels. And I just stay there for a minute. And then I notice. And I become more aware. And I feel what that is. What is that? What is that part of you that can be in this place of nothing? What is that part of you? And I'll leave that question open because there's so many names for it. And again, we start labeling because that's how this space works, is through labels. But if we don't label it, what do you sense? What do you see? What do you feel? Without labeling, can you just be there and not label it? So to help you do that, something you have to start to try and understand is that there's only two things. Even in this reality, there's only two things. And when you start to get this, if you can meditate on it, metanoia it, I call it metanoiing it, right? So if you're trying to gain knowledge about something, the word metanoia is to open your mind in Sanskrit, I believe, or Aramaic. So that word is to open your mind, open your mind, open your mind. And I say it 3 times, metanoia, metanoia. And I breathe in between and I feel every time I say it, metanoia, and let that energy come to me. And then I go to the thing, right? So I say metanoia 3 times and then I go to this space where I'm not labeling things. And you can feel it. People say, I feel it in my frontal lobe. I feel it in the front of my head. You'll feel your brain just kind of go blank. You'll feel the inside of you shift. And I don't want to put words to that either because then it guides you to these places to look at it. So take that away too. Take my belief system away. We're just trying to drop it all off. And the goal at the end of the day is always the same. The goal is to see the internal, eternal, that part of you, right? The goal with the forgiveness and the judgment is to bring yourself back into a state of alignment, a full state of alignment, so that your plasma body has no hiccups or giddy-ups or glitches in it. That it is the natural state of purity that it is. And because we live in a state or in a plane of awareness that programs us, that energy gets moved and shifted to whatever the programming is. So we're just allowing it to come back into a natural state and let it be what it is. And that's what I want you to notice. Be there. No labels, no beliefs, no judgment, no any of that. Now who are you? I hope this blesses you. I hope it helps. Please comment, like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get more subscriptions on here. I'm not sure why I ever do that, but it does seem to keep growing steadily. So I'm graced by your blessings of subscribing. And let me know what you want to hear about. Let me know what you want to know about. I have found out through Grandmaster Wolf that I am a former mystic. Once you are, right? It's still I don't know which is better, shade up or shade down. You are a mystic, and I've been a mystic in previous lives where I was actually a practicing monk, I suppose. I've seen it, I felt it, there's no denying it. I've seen past lives at this point that just kind of boggle my mind. And I know that we don't have to keep coming back into this existence. And in this iteration, my field of expertise has become helping people find their own spirit and get into the state of their heart where they know what they know, and there is no guessing, there's no game playing. And that mystic part comes back to me. That mystic part is just like, you have to sit in the silence to understand the silence. You can't go through the thoughts of your brain to get to the silence. And it's as easy as breath and just letting the past, just push it away for just a second. Push the future away for just a second. Don't create, don't try to keep becoming, don't try to keep finding, don't try to keep getting somewhere. Just let it be. Let it sit. Let it be quiet. Let it be silent. Let it be in the darkness. There is no good or bad. There is no right or wrong. Every time I assign that's wrong to something, I've judged. I'm back in my belief system. That's how you know. The second I say they did, they shouldn't have, they should have, you're judging. You're judging again. So that's how you know you're back in your old belief system. Come back out, take a deep breath, take a few deep breaths, and then motivate yourself to move back into the silence. And it's seriously the only best thing that you can do. Once you have done that, stay there. For as long as you can. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, how long can you stay there? Stay there, stay there, stay there. Come back. Stay. And it's not even a coming back. So we use words like that. I'm in a tunnel. We use words. Ooh, that looks freaky. We use words like that, and it puts parameters. It puts blocks up around us. So don't do that either. Take all that away. Don't come back. Know that you're here. Only now. Only now. All right, I gotta get off of here. All of a sudden, there's a lot of policemen on the road. So I love you. I bless you. Thank you so much for being here with me.